video is going to be a quick one. I'm going to be doing my Illumicrate unboxing for January's month and February. I know this is coming a little bit late, but I still wanted to do this video because I was really excited about the boxes that arrived for the first 2 months. So without further ado, let's get to the unboxing. Although technically I've already unboxed these two, but you know what I mean, the reveal of the January and February boxes for Illumicrate. For January's month, the theme was Royal Secrets. This is the little pamphlet with some information about the items in the bag. So the first item that's in the box I was super excited about. It's one of these cozy little socks. It's perfect, it's nice and fluffy. Definitely an at-home cozy socks to wear around in the house, and I can't wait. And it's got this cute little design on it. I don't know what it is. So this is inspired by the Priory of the Orange Tree, which I have the book for, but I haven't read yet. I've heard amazingly good things. It got a ton of hype in recent years. I'm excited for the socks, but I'm excited to read the book that this sock was inspired by. And the socks were designed by Alicia Ramos Castillo. The next thing, which I'm excited for, is this necklace. This necklace is designed by Illustrations by Joanne, inspired by the Never Tilting World. This is just so beautiful. It's like one of these necklaces with the spinny bit. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but the inside of it kind of spins around. So one side it says night and day rule from their 2 thrones. Of course, we've got one that's like nighttime with crystals and the moon, and then the other side with warm tones that has the sun and some crystals. So beautiful, so my aesthetic, and I can't wait to start wearing this. Excuse me while I had to go out for a minute, but I'm back. I was honestly a little bit confused by the next item, which was this little thing, but eventually I figured out that it was a phone holder. Great, I don't have my phone with me, but basically you just leave that on the table when you put your phone there, so it's like propped up a little bit if you're watching something and you want something to be on the table. Whoa, the sun is like really shining right now. Anyway, so that's basically the concept of this. The quote here says, "You're a savior." If you can see that. No, there you go. This is designed by Noon Designs. It's inspired by The Prison Healer. I've heard of that book. Do I own that book? I feel like I got that book in a previous Illumicrate or Alcrate. I'm not too sure, but I definitely feel like I've heard of that book before. Anyway, we're gonna move on. The final item that I have here is a puzzle piece. I mean, look at this beauty. There we go. So beautiful. So piece your own story, and it is We Hunt the Flame. That is again a fantasy series that I haven't started yet, but I mean to in the near future, hopefully. Always happy to have a puzzle set, especially when I get bored. And during lockdown and all that in the past year or two, puzzles really came in handy to do something indoors when the whole city was in lockdown. Hopefully we never get to that point again, but yeah, it's kind of re-sparked this childhood activity that I used to do. Those simpler things or simpler activities. So I very much appreciate some bookish puzzles, and yeah, this imagery is just so beautiful. Like the illustration, so beautiful. Definitely need to read the book for We Hunt the Flame. Of course, we have the letter from the author. You can barely see it, but oh, I was holding it upside down as well. Sorry, excuse me. With every box set, there's always a letter from the author that comes with the book, which is always a personal touch, and also I always use it as a bookmark. But anyway, the thing that excites me most, oh my gosh, I got a lash. Anyway, the thing that excites me most about the January box is the fact that it came with 2 books. So the first book that I have here is this one. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. This is called The Ivory Key. This is by Akshaya Rahman, and in the middle it has a little quote that says, "4 siblings, a country in ruin, one quest to save them all." And this cover is just everything. Is that not beautiful? I assume that these are sisters here on the cover, and on the back there's 2 men, which I assume are brothers, which equates to the 4 siblings. So this this is a book that I have not heard of before, but I'm super intrigued by. From the synopsis that I read from the back, it seems like one of the siblings has established her legacy within a kingdom. However, the country is running out of magic, and that is the thing that's threatening the country from going to war. And then there's this mysterious artifact called the Ivory Key. The four siblings are all trying to look for it. However, it says on the back that it might be the very thing that rips these siblings apart and could endanger the world, of course. It does seem like the siblings have a bit of an estranged kind of relationship with each other, which is going to make for some great drama. And recently I've been trying to read more fantasy that is set in worlds that are inspired by other cultures, and if this one has more of an Indian-based mythology or like magic system that is kind of rooted in a different sort of culture like that, I'm super keen on. And this cover is beautiful with that blue foiling and everything and the blue sprayed edges. I'm living for it. This is also a book that I haven't heard of, but also I'm kind of out of the loop in the book news world lately, so I'm not too sure, but I am super keen and excited for this. However, we've got the official book of the month from Illumicrate in the iconic baggie. We're going to open and see what it is, even though I already know what it is. It is this beautiful baby. This is called The Woven Kingdom by Tahira Mafi, and this is a book that I was not expecting because I have not heard of Tahira Mafi writing any books, but again, like I said, I'm kind of out of the loop in terms of bookish news. Sorry, this glowing situation happening in this corner here. Should I close the curtains? Okay, I'm gonna close the curtains. I'll be right back. As I was saying, it's been a while since I've read a Tahira Mafi book. Our last one is the Shatter Me series. I must say that was a very addictive series. However, it's by no means a very unique book, and that series had included a lot of like typical tropes in terms of narrative storytelling and everything, but it was a highly addictive series. It's a well-beloved series on booktube, and so yeah, I wasn't really that interested in anything else afterwards, but unbeknownst to me has written another book. This edition is just everything. I mean, first of all, the details on this thing, that little bee thing kind of reminds me of Strange the Dreamer, which is a book that I still haven't read yet. But look at this, what do you call it, sprayed edges? What even? Illumicrate does the best sprayed edges in my opinion. And oh my gosh, there is, oh, okay, this letter is from this author. I was a bit surprised because we have artwork and it actually is the letter from the author. Oh my gosh, it is beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This is, I'm just going to do a close-up of it off the camera. I'm so sorry, I forgot to do that. But it is absolutely stunning, the artwork in it, and it's got me very intrigued. Definitely like the costuming and architecture on this picture. The inner pages look like this, and of course this is signed by the author too. I'm just gonna have a quick read of the synopsis on the back. It says, clashing empires, forbidden romance. Of course there's going to be forbidden romance, and a long-forgotten queen destined to save her people. To the world, Aliza is a disposable servant, not the long-lost heir to an ancient Jinn kingdom, forced to hide in plain sight. The crown prince Kamran has heard the prophecies foretelling the death of his king, but he could never have imagined that the servant girl with the strange eyes, the girl he can't put out of his mind, would one day soon uproot his kingdom and the world. Ooh, very intriguing. It does seem like a forbidden romance against a prince and a servant, but the servant being long-lost heir to an ancient kingdom. It sounds insane. I do like the sound of a Jinn kingdom, which means there's gonna be genies. This definitely draws from a different kind of culture and mixing it into a fantasy, which I'm always the biggest fan of. This sounds amazing. I can't get over the cover. Because it is a Tahira Mafi book, I'm already expecting some drama, some, you know, romantic tensions and whatnot. I definitely like the sound of this world better than the Shatter Me series world. world. So I'm very interested and keen, and this is a surprising pick. It is a shock to me that there's a new release by this author, whom I haven't read from since when I was in uni almost a decade ago. So this is very interesting. I absolutely love this, but we're gonna move on to the February box. I'm definitely gonna keep this book on my bedside because this has shot up on my TBR list. Honestly, because this is a Tahiti Mafi book, I thought it would get more hype, but I actually have heard nothing about this book until I got it in my Illumicrate. Maybe in the following months ahead, I'm gonna hear more about it, but so far I haven't heard anyone talking about it, which has got me curious. Is everyone else like me and they didn't know that Tahiti Mafi was writing another book? Who knows? Okay, so in February we have the month's theme, which is called... so sick of putting things on this side, which is called Bad Blood. So the first thing I have here is this little, what do you call it, pencil case or a bag. This is like a bit more bigger than the average pencil cases. Usually it's about this size, but this is a big one. It says, if longing is madness, then none of us are sane. And this says Nina Vala. If longing is madness fabric pouch. This is designed by Chatty Nora. I think she's designed something from before. I've heard of that name in these Illumicrate unboxings and I'm a fan. This is a quote from Crier's War, which is again another book series that I have been meaning to read but I haven't got to yet. Story of my life. The next thing I have here is interesting. Oh my gosh, did not know. I thought these were coins, but they're actually magnets. Magnet coins are designed by Mono Lime, and it is, I had a feeling looking at the art design, I had a feeling that it was inspired by Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is a queer romance that's set in sort of like an alternate reality. This book has been so hyped up that even I know, looking at something like this, that it is from that book. I am trying to get better at reading romance, but at the moment I'm still a little bit cringing. But romance has had its resurgence in recent years in booktube, and there's so many people reading romance lately, and this has been one that's been out for a few years now. It's a well-beloved book on booktube, and hopefully I get to it one day soon. I'm definitely gonna have this on my fridge. The next thing I have is probably the most beautiful item in February's box, which is this Medusa plate. Look at her. This is just the most beautiful thing ever. It's too precious to use, but I do need to use it because I need to use these items. A lot of the items have been focused on Greek mythology lately, and so I'm super excited for it because I love creatures of mythology. Not that Medusa is really a creature, she's more of a goddess, right? Yes. Love this. Oh my gosh, she looks beautiful. She could turn me to stone for sure. For the Medusa Shield trinket tray, the artwork for it is designed by Rachel Ross, and it is inspired by lore, which I still need to read. I think I got it from a previous Illumicrate, or was it an Illumicrate box? Oh god, I'm getting these boxes confused, but I do have a copy of that book. I think it's by Alexandra Bracken. I've heard mixed reviews about it, so it makes me a little skeptical going into it, but I love the Medusa lore. So if anything, look, I am intrigued. Like I said, I like the mythology, so I shall go into it with an open mind. The next thing is in this big box. I have a feeling, is this like a water bottle or something? This thing is huge. Oh, it's not a water bottle, but it's a cup with a straw. Oh, this must be like a set with another one that they sent me a while back with another box. Cell Station tumbler. Artwork is by Forensic Flowers. It's inspired by the book A Memory Called Empire. I remember I got one of these and it was broken, so I'm glad that this one came undamaged and I can actually use it. And the blue on this is so up my alley. I love this sort of color. I've heard about this book. It's on my wish list, but I haven't yet picked it up because, like I said, I've got a ton of other books that I need to finish. It kind of just looks like this. I won't say no to a cup. The next thing from the February box is this bath fizzer. It's got a sweet orange fragrance and it's called Butterfly's Dust. The bath bomb is by Little Heart Gifts and it's inspired by Poison Study. Finally a book that I've actually read. I read it quite a while ago. Oh my gosh. This smells so good. Poison Study, kind of an OG fantasy series, isn't it? Although recently I think Marie B. Snyder has decided to expand the series, even though I initially read the trilogy. Anyway, because my bloody camera is gonna run out of memory soon, I'm gonna quickly go and open up the book of the month. What could it be? What could it be? Ooh, it's called A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, and it is again the most stunning, beautiful cover that you will ever see. Again, I mean, come on, the sprayed edges, I'm living for it. And oh my gosh, look at the inner pages. I mean, the artwork on the in pages are just everything. That gives me such peaceful springtime vibes. I can't even. Again, I have not heard of this book before, but it gives me fantastical old school fantasy vibes, and I am loving it. On the back it says, your presence is required once for urgent business. Please return to Cadence with your harp upon receipt. I have no idea what that means. I am super intrigued by this. First of all, because I've never heard of this book before, but it just gives me that enchanting sort of otherworldly, ethereal vibe to it. Shall I read the synopsis? Enchantments run deep on the magical isle of Cadence. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. The capricious spirits that live there find mirth in the lives of the humans who call the land home. But that mischief turns to malevolence as girls begin to go missing. Adara? Again, I don't know if I'm saying that name correctly. Anyway, Heiress of the East knows the spirits only answer to the bard's music, enticing them to return the missing girls. But there's only one bard capable of drawing the spirits forth by song, her childhood enemy, Jack Tamerlane. Of course, there's going to be an enemies to lovers romance. He hasn't stepped foot on Cadence in 10 long years, content to study music at the mainland university. But as Jack and Adara reluctantly work together, it becomes apparent the trouble with the spirits is far more sinister than first thought, and an older, darker secret lurks beneath the surface, threatening to undo them all. Okay, it's got me intrigued. It's definitely got a different feel from the books from the January box. This sort of fantasy is the fantasy I absolutely adore. That Middle-earth elves vibe. I'm a huge fan of the look and the sound of this. Oh my gosh, magical spirits that gets drawn to harps. There's a darker secret, of course there is, in like any fantasy. I'm super keen and interested, and of course it does sound like there's gonna be somewhat of an enemies to lovers situation going on. Maybe it's gonna be friendship, but let's be real, it's a YA fantasy. So going back to this picture here, just gives me such romantic and beautiful and ethereal vibes that I just live for. It is getting dark. Is it going to rain? Possibly. But that is all for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing video. I know this is coming a little bit late, probably a lot late by the time I edit and upload this. I still wanted to show you some books that I got from Illumicrate, and it is just so exciting. All the items have been very impressive, and I guess that is all for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys all staying safe and sound, and happy reading, everyone. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.